Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. So let's make something again from Dollar Tree. I'm going to show you how to make this easy Dollar Tree tiered tray. I made this for my daughter and it's really easy to do, guys, and everything came from the Dollar Tree. So let's get started. So let's do a total Dollar Tree DIY today, and we're going to make this for my daughter. What we're going to do is I got 2 things of the black fabric. This is what she chose because she's growing up and she wants a little bit more mature decor for her room, which is fine. I got one of these really cute chargers that they have at Dollar Tree right now. It doesn't have any of the beveled edges. I wanted it to be a flat surface. I got this one, which is a little bit smaller, and then we're gonna add a third one. And this way she can put her jewelry, she could put her little knickknacks, whatever she wants to do, she can put it on this tray. And then we got some of these really pretty little jars, which I should have got more because I kind of like them. But we're going to use these. We're going to use foam brushes, Mod Podge, and I've used their epoxy clear glue, and we're going to use my hot glue gun. So let's get started. Okay, so there are several options you can do here. You could take these and leave them the way they are if you like the pattern. You could also take maybe chalk paint and use the chalk paint on this because chalk paint tends to stick to almost anything. You might want to scruff it up if you do use chalk paint. But the thing that you need to know is you cannot use these for food, okay? These are for decorative purposes only. So if you wanted to make a Christmas themed one and you maybe wanted to add some ornaments or whatever, you could do that, but just don't like serve cookies on them, okay? So I took my charger here, which I think is super cute, and I ironed out my piece of fabric. If you have your own fabric and you don't need to buy some, don't buy some. It's really up to you. So what I'm going to do, since I know I don't need all of this for this project, I'm going to cut out, let me grab my rotary cutter here. We're just going to kind of cut around it because we don't need all this. So I just want to get some of the excess off here. All right. And so basically what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to load a bunch of this Mod Podge that I put in this bowl here. And again, got it at Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to like pour it on here. Let's just do that. You could even just squirt it on here too. All right, so we're going to just put this Mod Podge all over. This is a fun one to use with the kids too. Now my daughter wanted black. You could use all sorts of colors, and you could use scrap paper and tear scrap paper and just make all these different like patchwork of paper. I think that would be pretty as well. So I'm going to make sure I get the edges here. I want to get it all. Don't be, you know, stingy with the Mod Podge. Just get it all on here. I'm going to get the excess here off and just make sure I have it on the sides here. So it's all going to stick. All right, so now I'm going to get my fabric here and I'm just going to lay it on top. And I'm going to start from the inside and I'm going to work my way. I'm going to use my fingers, I know, but I just want to make sure that we don't have any real noticeable seams here. So I'm just going to use my fingers because I can always wash them. And then you're just going to do the same thing here. And it's helpful too. You can get out the little wrinkles in the fabric. So now that the fabric is pretty much stuck, there's a little wrinkle there. I'm going to just kind of like, I'm going to let this dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to trim up the edges and put more Mod Podge on it. You're going to do the same thing with the other 2 plates. Okay, so it's not completely dry, but I'm going to go ahead and start cutting my fabric. I'm going to cut it as close as I can. I'm going to pick this up actually. And we're just going to cut it as close as we can to the edge of your charger plate here. And then when I'm done with this, we are going to add another layer. I'm just going to kind of go like that. We're going to add another layer of our Mod Podge. And any of my tools that you see, again, I always get them at Amazon. And there's always a link to my Amazon shop below. So So like this one's coming up a little bit, so I'll go back over and add a little bit more fabric or glue to that. Mod Podge, not glue, but you understand what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna keep cutting this and then we'll come right back. Okay, so we've got it done here. And it's not perfect, but I'm gonna just take my glue here and I'm gonna put it on the sides. And then what I'll do is I'll just kind of like, just tuck it under, okay? And you could even cut your fabric more detailed. I just didn't want to do that beforehand because we have the, you know, if you had like a silver charger or a gold charger and if a little bit was showing, it would be okay. But since we have a pattern here, I just want to make sure it gets all taken care of. So we're just going to do this. I'm being messy today, let me tell you. Okay, so once you get that all done, you're just going to take some more and you're just going to liberally apply it to the fabric, okay? And then that way it will all take time to dry. And I'm not sure how long it'll take to dry. I'll tell you when I come back and it's all dried. And you hear my little elephants upstairs. Somebody just hopped on the floor. We need some more glue here. I call it glue, but it's called Mod Podge. Just gonna put all of that in there. This is the matte finish Mod Podge as well. So I'm gonna finish this up and then I'm gonna do the other two plates and then we'll assemble it together. Okay, so we're back with the big black charger. I think there's a little bit of a hole there or pop up. I think if I took a little knife and cut it, it would go away, but I'm not gonna worry about it because nobody's gonna see it. There's gonna be stuff on here, but I do have some of this really pretty ribbon that is almost like a little lace ribbon that I'm going to kind of glue on the edges here of my plates. All right, it's not going to take much glue, but we're just going to kind of just be very sparingly with this. Okay, I kind of glue it down and then I kind of spread it, and then I'm gonna have it so it acts a little bit like a little lace trim. Originally I wasn't going to add this, but then I got it out and I thought, oh, this looks so pretty. So we're gonna do that, and I think my little girl will love this accent. And again, it came from the Dollar Tree, so there we go. Okay, so you can see I added the lace to both of my smaller plates. As you can see, I think it looks really cute. I don't know that I'm a fan of the black. Maybe I can see more of the you know, little, you know, I can see more of the things that, because it's one color, I can see all the flaws. I do think that if you use a print, it would look much prettier, but listen, I was at Dollar Tree with my little girl and this is what she picked out. So now we're going to take our little glass bottles, and this is what they look like. They have these little things, little stoppers, and I think those are super cute. We're not going to use the stoppers. I tried to take this off. That's glass underneath. I couldn't make it work. As you can see here, I tried. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this epoxy. It's a super glue epoxy, and it sets up in 5 minutes. This is really something you should do outside and not inside like I'm doing. I've used this before on another project. It's a little harder than I thought. Or you can get the E6000 and use that as well. I'm just trying to, you know what? I think I gotta cut this. That's why. Hold on. I gotta cut these little wires. There's a little stuff in there. Why is that such a problem? How am I supposed to cut this? Try these maybe? There we go. There we go. Now let's see if this works. So there was a little spacer in there that I had to cut. So now, ooh, come on. Okay, we're gonna mix that together. All right. Because this should bond to glass. You know what? I'm just gonna actually put a good bit on this glass. And if you've got the E6000, you can use E6000 and hot glue. Just very carefully. I probably should have gloves on here too, but I don't want the glue to show. I'm trying to be a little careful here. Let's just do a little bit more. So you probably need 2 applications of this. I don't think, but actually I'm gonna just kind of do that. I'm gonna just pull it out here. You could also use, I'm gonna stand up. Make sure we get this in the center. All right. So it says it sets up in 5 minutes, okay? So we're gonna put that one there. And then we need to put some glue on the top here. I'm gonna take a little bit here. Honestly, you need a mask, you need the proper tools here, and I am not showing you that. So just be very careful. All right, I'm gonna take my other plate here and I'm gonna lay it right on top. All right, and then have a front and a back. This is my front of up here, and I know you can't see it yet, but I'll be able to show you here a picture. This is really the last part of it, putting it all together. All right, so I'm gonna take one more of these epoxies. Okay, so we have our epoxy. Now this one, I wanna do this one the other way around because I just kind of like the look of it, doing it this way. So we're just gonna put a little bit. Yep, that looks about right. And then, oops, I got a little bit of glue on the back side, but that's all right. It's gonna clear, it's gonna dry clear. And then we're gonna put this on top of here. I'm gonna put glue, and then when we come back, I will have the finished product for you guys. So thank you for watching. So after you glue that top plate on, let it sit for a day. I did, and it turned out beautifully. My little girl loves it. So if you made it this far in the video, make sure to leave me a heart in the comments. We'll see you next time in Julie's Wreath Boutique. Bye-bye.